of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listings.
It won't take long when there's a song to help you set the pace.
This is pathetic.
Where we used to live. Why did you keep the mousetrap?
So whistle while you work.
Life could be worse.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down.
I'm bag of pixie dust. Contraband.
Join in, folks. It's yodeling time.
They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
It's such fun to hum a happy working song. A happy working song.
Magic mirror on the wall. The fairest one of all.
Oh, bitch, you killed Kenny.
Kenny.
You fat hoe.
I get it. I'm not persecuted. I'm just an ass.
If you haven't subscribed to Lorena yet and you're watching this, you suck.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, of course, bringing that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis, and you know I always keep it real when it comes to theme parks, because speaking of keeping it real, that's why we have the Spice Lounge show, where we do that spicy conversation and let those hot takes fly, because dang it, this is how we do it over here on my channel. So I am so glad to see 44 of you folks in here right now, starting to file in. I sure do appreciate it. We have got quite the bit to talk about, because the biggest chunk of our show, we're going to be talking about that abomination known as Disney's live action Snow White. Apparently, the teaser trailer dropped at the Pixie Duster Fest known as D23, and it ain't good. It ain't good. This thing has been an abomination since it started for so many reasons. But now that we've got something concrete here with this trailer, oh yeah, we have got a ton to talk about, because Snow White, Disney Snow White, has been a part of American pop culture for decades. And not too happy with what's going on with this, but don't worry, we're going to talk about that. And of course, we have got our hot topics to talk about as well, to get you warmed up before we start with the seriously spicy course. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed, because like Wilton says, don't suck. Subscribe to me. I love Wilton the Troll. So shout out to Floral Under a Rock for doing that for me. So while I see you guys filing in, and we have so much to get to, I'm so thankful for each and every one of you popping in here on the stream. I'm going to bring on my first panelist who's coming to the party. And of course, that would be Erica. How are you doing, my dear?
Doing good. It's fall, as far as I'm concerned.
I am loving your background. Oh my gosh, the Haunted Mansion. I just got sick.
Still waiting on mine to come in.
That thing better show up. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Oh my gosh, did I really just? Looks like I
Didn't
nicked
break.
it a little bit. Oh well, nah.
Oh,
It's a little scrape, but it's okay. It's okay. I can buff it out. Not a problem. Not a problem. So festive. I love it. I love it. It's like 100 degrees here. So
yeah,
the
same here.
closest I'm getting to feeling like fall is putting like some
And there's no air
pumpkin
conditioning
ale.
here.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Germany's a no air conditioning country. So 80, 85 feels a lot different. We don't have air conditioning, but we bought portable units for some of the house, not the entire house. So I'm in an
Oh,
area
okay.
where we have an
Okay.
AC unit.
Which makes sense. Last time I was over in Europe, of course, a couple of times when I was there, I'm just like, oh, you guys don't have air conditioning. But one time I went, I think the temperature was I'm not doing Celsius.
Yeah, I
Engineers do
still
that for
don't do
work.
it
We don't do
either.
it all the time. I think it was like 50, between 30 and 50. I'll say with the
Yeah.
wind, it was about 30.
Mm,
And in
okay.
the UK, I went in the summer, like in May during bank holiday, and it was like 70 degrees outside. I'm like, this is gorgeous, gorgeous
Yeah.
weather. No wonder you don't need air conditioner. People acted like it was a heat wave. I get it. I get it. But it was just weird. So weird. I can't say it like Rachel. I don't want to, want to say it like Rachel. So thankful for all of you guys in here. This is Spice Lounge. We've got some friends that'll be dropping by periodically throughout the show. You know how we do it on here. Go and Shogi, thank you for gifting that one Reina Creole membership. I appreciate you guys sharing the love from generous donors like Go and Shogi. And it looks like KR Nut 82 is the lucky recipient of that gifted membership. So thank you again so very much. So are you ready for the hot topics, my dear?
Yes.
You ready for the hot topics? All right, folks.
Mhm.
We start off with the hot topics to get you guys informed at the same time. I kind of, warm you up for the hot and spicy conversation because, we can't throw the hot stuff at you right away. We'll just get y'all warmed up. So, coming to us from the Hollywood Reporter, Paramount TV studios shutting down amid major restructuring layoffs. So apparently there are these Paramount TV shows that are going to go under the CBS Studios umbrella now that Paramount TV is shutting down. And I know some folks are probably like, why should we care? Just something to be aware of, because a lot of these companies thought that streaming was going to fix things, and streaming shows that people aren't really interested in really at all. But it looks like shows that are in development right now, like Reacher, which I did. Have you watched Reacher at all?
No, I haven't. I kind of forgot about it. I don't even know how I did.
Granted, I've got some issues with some stuff that the lead actor has said from time to time, but either way, the show is great. Show's really, really good, although it's produced by Skydance, which is probably why. And then there's Time Bandits, which I've seen the movie, but I have not watched the show. So in the upcoming Cross, so those three are going to move under CBS Studios umbrella. So those are still going to keep running. I have no idea what's going to go on with Paramount Plus at all, but Paramount Plus. I don't know what's going on with that. Who knows if that's going to stay or go away? But this is a consequence of Skydance and Paramount merging together. And no, CBS isn't owned by Disney. CBS, I believe, was Paramount. So what do you think of this news?
Does this mean that it could possibly go under to the point where it just doesn't exist anymore? I mean, how does that work? They have so many movies and shows
I
Mostly
think with
movies.
this, I think with the TV studios is that those that I mentioned are going to keep going, but under CBS Studios instead of Paramount TV Studios. And what's in development or what's probably not getting enough ratings is just gonna
Get cut. Yeah.
get cut and go away.
I mean, the only thing I didn't resubscribe. I was just waiting for Tulsa King is really good. And what was yet? The live, oh gosh. The one with Sylvester Stallone and his family. The reality show they have, The Family.
Oh, yeah, I missed that.
I haven't resubscribed to watch the second season, mainly because I'm prescribed to Max right now. I kind of switch, robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Well, I'm curious as to what will happen with the Paramount streaming service because the numbers haven't been all that great. And if you have Walmart Plus, you are getting it for free. Although I just canceled Walmart Plus because I'm getting tired of people who can't find my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. You'll get the ones who know what they're doing and then the ones who don't and claim that they don't know. And then God forbid that you should contact support because their support is offshore. And I know the script. So I'm literally just like, dude, you are offshore. Don't tell me, unforeseen circumstances when the unforeseen circumstances is that the driver was just too lazy to find where I lived at.
I have a UPS driver that I swear is allergic to just dropping packages off. They don't even come by. They don't ring the doorbell. I'm just chasing a package. If you can't deliver it, just send it back. I'll find the similar item from another vendor on Amazon. Yeah, don't get me. And DHL is just as bad as UPS. I like Amazon Prime. The Amazon guy is great. They don't miss a beat. But if the vendor uses DHL or UPS, then yeah, it's golly, it's a mess.
DHL, I haven't been too thrilled with my my UPS guy. Pretty much on a first name basis with that shows you how much stuff I order. I can tell if he's not working. If he's not, stuff gets lost.
I used to work at a UPS call center. That was rough.
That was like the worst part-time job I ever freaking had, and I quit. Yeah, same thing here. I'm like, you know what? Their pickup is great. They put it in there, but I'm not trying to use I cannot stand the Walmart Plus service anymore. But yeah. Anyway, there is that. I really don't. So yeah. Case in point. Well, just a heads up. Your Paramount Plus might be going away.
Damn.
And
so I guess Tulsa King and the reality show will just go to CBS, or does that mean their shows are going to tank?
Tulsa King was pretty good. They had a pretty good rating. So I think it's just going to go under CBS Studios, like under direct CBS Studios
I hope so.
management. So that's what I think is gonna happen. But we will keep you all posted because that whole Skydance Paramount thing that's going on, Skydance has been firing on all thrusters, making tons of money, but it's a merger. So, some folks they are going to have to be laid off. So, yep, we are going to talk about that the latter part of the show because that's part of the main topic. So we're going to talk about that. So let's move on to our next topic, which I'm quite excited about. And that is that James Wan is in talks to direct Creature from the Black Lagoon remake. Jack Arnold, who directed many sci-fi classics in the 50s, helmed the 1954 Universal movie that was released in 3D. Now, one of the reasons that I'm excited, first of all, I know some people don't like remakes. However, considering how successful James Wan has been with movies, he's done the Conjuring series.
Mm.
It's also done, let's see, I think it was Conjuring and the Saw
Ooh.
series as
You
well.
like
Yeah,
horror flicks, don't you?
Saw is very bloody. The
Mm.
Conjuring is more
No,
psychological.
I will not. No,
So
I will not touch that with a 10-foot pole.
which one?
The Conjuring.
The
No,
Conjuring.
I will not. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I liked both of them. Although with Saw, it started to go into the gratuitous bloody
Oh.
character because instead of the psychological why this is happening, why these people, that kind of went away. But ever since Atomic Monster, which is James Wan's company, came under Blumhouse, he's got more reach, so to speak. And James Wan actually did the last Aquaman movie, which was actually pretty good. And he's got some really, really good work as far as I'm concerned. But James Wan has been consistently good as far as I'm concerned. Will this be a Dark Universe title? I believe it is. I believe it will be. I don't think it's a coincidence, especially with Dark Universe being put over in Epic Universe, to have this one come up because Creature of the Black Lagoon was originally filmed in Florida. That's
No way,
another
I didn't know that.
Yes. Silver Springs, back when Silver Springs was nice and clear, which is why they shot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Back in the day when it's actually the water was clear, super clear. That's why they shot it there. So that's also
my
really
sister and
cool.
brother-in-law are gonna love this.
It's gonna be awesome. So I am really excited about this. And let's see, Juan's take. Oh, it did do my highlighting. Juan's take is described as being grounded, modern retelling that will lean to visceral horror while still paying respect to the original. Now, I'll tell you why this actually gives me a better feeling about it, and I'm not really worried about it. Blumhouse isn't about losing money. If you notice with the Blumhouse films, they have constantly been making money compared to how much they pay for production. Pretty much whatever they paid to produce and market the film and all that, they usually make 4 times to even more than that by the time the movie hits the theaters. Like case in point, Megan, the Black Phone, stuff like that. So
they're about the story and the quality of the story more than anything.
Yes. Yeah.
I think I remember you saying that a few streams ago. You were mentioning this company.
Yeah, Blumhouse, they're really good at that. Like they did Five Nights at Freddy's, The Black Phone. If you ever watch that, that's not a bloody one. That's more of like a psychological one where this guy, they call him the grabber. He's going around grabbing kids. And I mean, they don't show you what happened, but there is one kid gets kidnapped and his sister kind of sees it. He's stuck in this basement. So the serial killer has him in this basement. And there was this phone there. And every time the phone rings and he picks it up, he's talking to a ghost of one of the kids that the grabber wound up yeeting. And they get clues. He gets clues about how to get out. It's considering how
to watch any of these movies. Yeah, I scare that easily. I mean, like they're fascinating to hear about and filming them and the behind the scenes stuff, but get me to actually watch the story unfold. Oh my gosh. My sister's like, "Gosh, Erica, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, I you know better than to put a movie on like that with me in the living room.
I love horror movies. I know some people are like, "Well, I do a remake or all that." Well, we'll see how it goes. If it was some director. Oh, sorry.
My dad likes this stuff. I think he would like this movie. I have to tell him about it.
Yeah, the original is classic. It's still it still holds up. But if you get someone who pays respect to the source material.
Yep.
I give them much more leeway to do,
Yeah.
to do.
That's why I'm saying, like, I think my dad, would dig it because I know I've seen him watch the original, and then I just walk out of the room. Him and my sister and my brother-in-law, they're all into that, especially the old stuff. But yeah, if they do to this, like what you say, keeping the integrity of the original film, then yeah, I think they'd all be in.
Plus, it's not like it's some director who hasn't done anything. It's like, I'm just gonna do my own vision and ignore this, the source material. How'd that Borderlands movie turn out?
Yeah, I heard a negative about that.
Yeah, that movie tanked with the director constantly saying, "Oh, well, I'm gonna do my own thing and ignore the source material." People were like, "Okay, you're gonna do that. I guess I'm not gonna go and see that movie." So another one that I'm excited about. I'm actually going to see this tomorrow. I can't wait. Alien is one of my favorite sci-fi horror movies.
Yeah, my dad's the same way. He loves
Aliens, the second one.
Yeah, that's
the second one is a classic example of how the sequel can almost be as good as as the first one. And this one is supposed to be in the middle of the first Alien movie and Aliens, so it's going to be in the middle. So it's Alien Romulus, and according to Variety, First Reactions highlights the film's glorious gore and incredible creature design, pays perfect homage to the
Now, did they use like real animatronic or like puppets, or are the aliens like animated in, like computerized in?
I heard that they are using practical effects. I saw the
Just like
Red
in the
Band
original?
trailer. Yes.
Okay.
Just like the
That makes a
original.
difference.
So I saw the Red Band trailer in the theater, and when you see that, oh my gosh, it's literally, I'm going to say it's even scarier than the original Alien.
Yeah, I watched as a kid with my dad. Terrified. I mean, I got through it, but yeah.
And Fede Alvarez, who did a remake of Evil Dead, I was kind of wary about that, but I watched it and I'm like, okay, this guy gets horror and he gets what's supposed to scare you. And while he took a couple of liberties, it wasn't like, oh, I can't believe they freaking did that. No, that doesn't make sense. They just kind of turned the story a little bit, on its head. I'll spoil this part. So in Evil Dead, right, the original Evil Dead, the person spoke the Latin words that you're not supposed to speak. They spoke it, right? In Fede Alvarez's version, the guy was doing rubbings on the book to reveal what the word was, and then he said it. So it was a bit different. It dragged out the suspense. So if you hadn't seen it before, you're like, why are you making us wait? But if you had seen the original, you're just like, oh, this is not good. This is how it all starts. So I'm excited to see this. And Fede Alvarez thanks Ridley Scott, because Ridley Scott created the original, directed the original Alien, and had his blessing to do it.
I can hear it.
I'm so grateful that you let me make this movie. I hope it can make you proud. I hope I didn't fuck it up. Thank you so much.
See,
that is exactly what I would have said. I would have said the same thing. Well, I hope you like it. I hope I didn't F it up. You're welcome, or I'm sorry.
Because Alien is not a movie that you want to F up. by any means necessary because it's an icon. It's a pop culture standard, especially for sci-fi. Because how many times do you see other people ripping off that the alien bursting out of somebody's chest? And man, I tell you, it's doing a remake, or well, they call this a sequel of anything attached to Alien. You don't want to screw it up because, like the third movie, like Alien Resurrection, gosh, that was crap. The rest of them were really bad. I watched Prometheus; it was that one. Covenant was.
I lost count of them. But the first two, yeah, I
watched them and I was just like, this is boring. This is so flippin' boring. I can't. I'm like, I can't sit through this. But the first one, and especially the second one with the Space Marines, those two together, those are like the only two Alien movies you ever really need to see. So I am hoping, like Fede Alvarez says, that he didn't F it up, because everything that I've seen from the trailers have just been awesome. Let's see, somebody. Okay, thank you, Kiss My Grits. I'm going to show this because you guys were asking about the alien. Make sure I don't. Okay. All right. So
nice.
apparently,
I saw his comment.
this. Oh my gosh. That.
Wait. Slow that down. Let me see. What?
Check it out.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
What is that stretchy stuff? Is it just like a
I don't think it's
like a latex stuff?
I think it's latex. I want to say it's like the same effect. If you've ever seen I know you don't like horror movies that much. If you've ever seen American Werewolf in London, which is like Rick Baker's, because he's like the father of all this stuff, like special effects and everything, where the face does a transformation into the werewolf. The latex expands and contracts, and it is just the coolest freaking thing. And I believe that's what it is. So it's like with the joints, the art originally for the xenomorph art is credited to R.H. Geiger with the designs. Like if you've ever seen like his alien designs, like he did the concept art for that. And yeah,
wow,
it's so freaking scary. Oh my gosh! Thank you, Kiss My Grits, for sending me.
I want to touch it and play with it.
I love this stuff.
Like I just want to play with it.
Oh my gosh! I love it.
The coolest toy ever.
Man, we were in the theater watching the Red Band trailer, and it was just like dead quiet. Not because we were bored, because we were just fascinated.
Probably shocked,
and just like freaking out, like, oh my God. It really is. It is truly like a horror movie, in space. No one can hear you scream. That was the tagline. And I cannot wait. I would die running into that. Go and Shogi says maybe they could TVA could use it if it actually works. I see you guys super chat, so we're going to get to those in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to get to the last thing that I'm going to talk about really, really quick. And sorry, Craven, I'm going to have to bump you because we're going short up. We're going short on time. Apparently, the trailer for season 2 of Rings of Power dropped.
Yes, I saw that on Hughes. I saw his video on it.
Yeah, so I was hoping Hughes was going to be here.
I know, because I saw his video. Man, I hope he can make it.
I hope so. But I'll just, first of all, I am not a Tolkien head. So.
I'm not either. I was just going to ask you too earlier if you ever do like a watch party of Lord of the Rings. Could you do like a walkthrough for people like me who get 30 minutes into the movie and it's like, I feel like
I would probably,
notes.
you know what? No, I would be along with you because I did not read the books
Neither
because
did
I
I.
wasn't a fantasy person. I watched the Hobbit movie, the animated Hobbit movie, which
I
is
could never get into that one.
amazing. I love it. The first Hobbit film, the animated Hobbit film, that was the beginning of Studio Ghibli. So if you like Studio Ghibli movies, like Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, you'll see the same kind of style from there. But I didn't read the books. So when the movies
My
came
dad had
out, I'm
them.
like, this is great. I could just watch the movies, and I
That's what I
really
thought
liked
too.
the
And yeah,
movies.
it way over my head. And I tried watching it with my dad, and like right at the 30-minute mark, I'm looking at him. I looked at the TV, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, and he looks at me and goes, well, you should have read the books. And I just walked out of the room at that point. I was like, we can't all be book nerds.
Yeah, we can't all read the books, and I didn't. I was like, it's not my thing. But for me, it was just cinematography wise. I'm like, this
Yeah,
looks.
it was beautiful. I mean,
I won't have to read the books now. I could just. I know y'all. I know some of y'all book nerds are like cringing. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. I couldn't get into Lord of the Rings. That was just not my thing. I wasn't into fantasy, but it was beautiful. And it's like you got wrapped into the story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is awesome. So I love that. This here Rings of Power, no.
Yeah, I've been hearing it's been terrible.
It's just been awful. This is not the Galadriel that I know, that I've seen in the films. People who have read the books said the characterization is totally off, but they're not even using Tolkien's work. They're using like some kind of unassociated notes to come up with.
What I understood from Views with Hughes video, it sounded like they're kind of doing kind of how to do with Star Wars and the Acolyte, how they blur the lines between good and evil. Like all of a sudden, in the second season, they're telling the story from the perspective of the villain, and it just completely deviates from like Tolkien completely from his story. Because he had a very, and I do know on a very basic level, Tolkien was a devout Catholic, and he very much had the good and evil understanding of storytelling. There were no lines being blurred when it came to that stuff. And on that note, they've completely deviated away from him as a storyteller, and that's what apparently is really where it's upsetting people. That's what I understood from Hugh's video.
Because there isn't a definitive good and evil. Because what the main thing that I remember from Lord of the Rings is that this ring, what it does to you, how it changes you, that it needs to be destroyed because of how evil it is. And there's a very, very strong point of there's this great evil that needs to be overcome. And this series shies away from that. And it's just like, come on, seriously, this is what y'all gonna do. I mean, even for someone like me, and I'm pretty sure this the same case is for you, for someone like me who's a normie about Tolkien, if you're not going to show me that good versus evil clash, like true good versus true evil, I'm out.
I'm done. Yeah, I have to have a solid right and wrong, good and evil conflict, and that good triumphs all the time. I have to have that in the story. If it's not there, then I just, no, I'm out.
And it's not, and it's not just and it's not just with Lord of the Rings as well.
Oh yeah, I know. It's
good versus
other
evil thing. That is something, that's like
that's been a thing for a while. And
a
I feel like
while.
Yeah, I feel like it used to be kind of slow and gradual. Now it's just really kind of, they're really pushing the envelope now with it just being in your face to really try to convince people that there really is no good and evil, that it's relative. you know,
Yeah, just
and
shades of
depending on the
shades of gray.
person, it could, you know, for some people they're gullible enough to, you know, let it brainwash them. For others, you know, for others like us, no, we know better.
Yeah, we know better. And yeah, it's like any normie could look at this and be like, that is, I'm not a Tolkien scholar, but that is not Tolkien, because
Yeah.
Juan is here, and I kind of just want to welcome him and basically kind of reiterate this the whole thing, good versus evil. Disney
Hi,
used to do that.
This is Ronus K. Ramble. Ronus K. Ramble. I work with WDWM.
Too funny. Well, Ronus.
Oh my goodness.
You're with
Let me change all this. I only show it because Jonas thought it was hilarious. So I'm like, if he liked it and he thought it was funny, I'm like, oh, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Ronus K. Ramble, going through the 50,000 super chats that we got on the WDW Pro show.
Yeah, funny you should mention that, because I'm like, I got some super chats I need to give props to. So thank you guys so much. 53 of you guys watching. So please do hit that like button. Let people know that the Spice Lounge is here.
There he is.
We are running.
I do, in fact, have a face.
He does, folks. All right, let's see. We've got some super chats to go through here before we get to the main topic, which I know you guys are eager to talk about. Get your torches and pitchforks ready. Go and Shogi for $1.99. Thank you so very much for supporting my channel. Go and Shogi. I sure do appreciate that. Always supporting the channel. More monster movies. Horror fantasy needs a return. What do you guys think of that?
My scare level is very little.
I would like to see the classic monsters, since they're doing the Dark Universe next year.
Yeah.
I want to see all of that came. You know, they tried to build a Dark Universe out of MCU version Dark Universe, starting with the Tom Cruise Mummy, and it just didn't work. Right, that movie just wasn't. And they tried to modernize it, I think, too much. And so if you go back to, it would be really interesting to see what would happen if you try to have Frankenstein, maybe just do the 1930s, 20s version, go back and redo that and revisit them as classics and put them all in the same universe.
Yes.
And have the time period be the 20s or 30s, whatever that was back then. But now the Mummy and Dracula and the creature from the Black Lagoon and the Invisible Man, and they all Wolfman, yes, they all come together. I mean, can you imagine Dracula going, monsters assemble?
I would probably get down with that. I'm not one for the scary stuff, but that I think you could probably get me on board with that.
Am I the only one here that actually really liked the Keanu Reeves version of Dracula with what's his name? Who played Dracula in that?
Oh, Gary Oldman, Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's one of my favorite movies.
Okay,
I haven't seen it.
I love that movie between oh my gosh. Who played Van Helsing? I'm blanking on.
Was it Winona Ryder? Was she in that movie?
Winona Ryder was in it, and I'm blanking. I feel bad because the guy is an amazing, venerated actor, and his portrayal of Van Helsing in that movie was just thank you, Anthony Hopkins. Thank you, Sunset Harbor Entertainment. It was perfect. It had the best gothic theme. It was just like, Bram Stoker, just like this says in the film, Bram Stoker's Dracula. everything just
Gary
looked
killed it in that role. I mean, he doesn't. I know that people will say that Keanu Reeves' accent was a little off, but whatever. I don't really care. I just like. I watched that film even today, and I'm like, this is an enjoyable Halloween season rewatch.
It is. It is. And
I do have a question for you guys because this crossed my mind when Universal dropped the trailer for Dark Universe. The theme of, I forgot the name of the ride, but they have, was it Dracula's? No.
Or was
I
it
know
the
her name
Wolf
is Victoria, the granddaughter or the great granddaughter, or was it a
Mhm.
Frankenstein? I forget now. Now it's all convoluted in my head.
I think Frankenstein is the great granddaughter. Yeah. No, not that one.
Do you think Universal might make a movie franchise to go with? I crossed my mind, but
I think they could, especially if the James Wan Creature from the Black Lagoon does well.
If that one does well.
That might even be where they're starting.
That's true. Very true. Kind of test the waters.
Yeah, to see how it works. And Universal and Blumhouse already have this relationship anyway. So I think it would be awesome if you could, with the technology we have now with movie making technology, how you could like plus up those, those monster movies. I just
I like those better than the slasher films, like the what are they called? The whole
like
series.
The Scream movies.
The guy in the Scream, yeah.
Yeah.
The Scream
I watched
music, those.
I think I watched the third.
Scream was the best
Mm-hmm.
part of Scream was the first 5 minutes with Drew Barrymore. That was pretty
exactly.
That was pretty much it. California
and the Scary
Dreaming.
Movie spinoff.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
That was funny. That was funny. California Dreaming, thank you so much for the $1.99 cold brew fund for my girl Lorena. Thank you. I'm gonna need that for Monday. It's crazy hot. Hot. For folks who don't know, during my theme park streams, cold brew coffee from Joffrey's Coffee Kiosk.
I miss
It's so
Joffrey.
good.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I almost passed out today. But,
oh my goodness.
It was
that was a scorcher today, huh?
Yeah, and I was out on Tom Sawyer's Island checking it out, and it's so sad that that's going away. Even if they would have kept the structure and rethemed it to something else, maybe more relevant than Tom Sawyer is today, but still having to do with the actual frontier. I was trying to think back in my American history lesson. Okay, I'm going back to I'm looking through my books and I'm like, okay, 1860s, 1870s, 1880s. Where do the cartoon cars appear on the frontier? Where do the sentient cartoon cars appear?
They don't, but don't worry, folks. We are going to rip that whole thing apart on the Saturday stream at noon. There's a reason why, and CJ, my thumbnail guys in the chat, why we have on the thumbnail Wreck-It Ralph, but it's got Josh DeMaro's face on it. So yeah, there's a reason for that. So thank you. Alan Irons, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Says, hi, Lorena. Good to see you, girl. Hi, chat. Thank you, Aaron. It's good to see Alan. Sorry. Man, I have not had coffee today. Thank you so much, Alan, for that. I appreciate it. So good to see you here. Appreciate all of the super chats. And the only person who appreciates the super chats more than I do is my hairdresser, because she gets all my YouTube bunnies. Oh, man. Well, folks, are you... Man, all right, let's rip this Band-Aid off and get it. 56 of you guys in here watching. Let's get on with this train wreck known as Snow White. So let's back up a little bit. So out at D23, which kicked off last weekend, they had an entertainment showcase. So basically what they did is go through, all the sequels and remakes and The Rock is partnering with Disney for a monster truck project. Whatever. I can see a monster truck rally anywhere in Florida. I don't care. There's the Avatar movie and that Toy Story 5. Although they did get Andrew Stanton back for Toy Story 5. So there is a possibility that one won't be complete and total crap. But as far as I'm concerned, Toy Story ended with Toy Story 3. That was just freaking, it was perfect. There's going to be another Incredibles 3, and they got Brad Bird to come back for that. So that's interesting. They brought him back for that. But the thing, of course, that interested me the most, and I wish my slider would work here.
Are we going to get more gross naked yoga scenes in Zootopia?
Oh God, I hope not.
I like the movie.
Not.
Like, it was so good, and then there's that part and you're like, this is so not appropriate for the rest of this movie. I'm like, and the poses that they were doing and stuff, and I'm like, there's little kids watching this movie, stop it.
That's what happens when you got somebody in Burbank like, oh yeah, that's gonna go great. You gotta do that. I saw this in my yoga class. We're gonna have to throw that in there.
It wasn't even DEI stuff, it was just horrible writing.
Then again, it's like that brain drain that's going on. Because speaking of brain drain, all right, they revealed the teaser trailer for the Snow White live action. This is the movie that even God is saying not to get made because I think one of the sets caught on fire.
Really?
All kinds of production stuff that they have running. This sucker is so far in the hole. Yes, weird. And of course, it doesn't.
A girl liking a boy. I mean, like a girl liking a boy. Weird.
That's disgusting. We don't do that anymore.
No. Sisters are doing it for themselves. That's pretty much what she's trying to do with this. It doesn't help with what Rachel's been saying from the beginning with respect to this film. Now, in the beginning, I will say, when I heard she was cast and people were talking, there was some rumbling saying that, oh, well, this was a race swap. No, it was not.
She's part Polish.
What some people failed to understand, yes, she's part Polish. So it's just like, is she not Polish enough? I mean, what's the deal? So that didn't really bother me. It's one of those things, it's like, say, you get someone to play Bond, but let's just say, well, I'm kind of annoyed with the French, so I won't use the French. It's like, say if you get Bond, who's like half English and half Spanish. Okay. It's like, you could, but it's like, do you want to? But you can't really fault them for doing that. But this is who they picked. And I didn't really see an issue with that in the beginning. But with the more
we didn't really know who she. Well, I didn't really know who she was. Not really.
Neither did I.
I didn't watch West Side Story.
I didn't see that. I purposely did not see that.
I mean, I never got around to it. Not that it was intentional. It's just busy life, and then now it's just like, you know.
I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have a bigger issue with her voice. She's a great singer. She's totally not the right voice for Snow White.
Yeah,
she's literally.
That was my thing. Once I heard her voice, I was like, well, but if she's that talented, then maybe she knows how to change her voice to be more graceful.
It's alto.
It is.
Yeah, she's got a very bold. But I mean, she's a Broadway star, right? Isn't that how she got her start? She's used to Broadway.
She is, but she's also what I would say is very, very young talent. And when I hear her voice, it's like, it seems to me she has a niche with her voice, and it seems kind of like stuck in one range. Kind of like the reason why I can't stand Sarah Brightman's voice. Okay. Phantom of the Opera, I don't like operas. Usually only if somebody dies in it I like it, which is why I like Phantom of the Opera. It's awesome. Sarah Brightman, I can't stand her voice. It's like nails on a chalkboard for me. But the voice fits. It's just a personal preference for me. But with Rachel's voice, I'm not.
Objectively speaking, it's just not the right fit for the character. That was my hang up once.
It just
that's scary as crap.
Yeah, it does.
Like a horror movie, doesn't it?
It sounds very ghostly. Like, is she dead?
Like
like
I'm
something you hear on the Haunted Mansion.
I'm a little surprised they didn't completely modernize it to whistle while you twerk. But
oh Lord, don't give him ideas. Next thing you know, we're gonna see Megan Thee Stallion in. I just gave Disney an idea. Dang it! Shame on me. Shame on
Megan
me.
and
We know who to
She-Hulk
blame
pop
if
up in this
Disney
movie.
runs with the idea.
You know they're going to be there like, yeah, write that down, write that down, write that down. Not only is that in a movie, it's definitely going to be in the movie.
Quick question. This is an odd question, but I'm just looking at her picture from the back there. Is there a reason why when you get to live action or realism that you cannot have a high collar cape? Because the reason I'm saying this is that they did the same thing with Doctor Strange. Strange also in the comics has a high collar cape, but in live action he had a much lower version of his collar. Snow White, her collar should be halfway up her head.
I noticed that too. Her hair's too short. Her collar's too short
Well,
too.
her hair looks like Farquaad. Like it literally looks. She literally looks like Lord Farquaad.
You know what? You're not wrong, and that's why the poor deer is looking at her like, "Who the heck are you? I don't know who you are. I have no idea who you are." It's so strange, and
it's creepy.
It's very creepy. It doesn't. Okay, so for example, the 1937 version. All right. You get a very happy feeling from the music, from the tone, even from, I'll say, the visuals.
Oh, whistle while you work.
Okay, that right there. What gets me right there in that movement, it's got a very hip hop feel to it.
Yep.
It is not graceful like in the cartoon, where the way her movements are very much like a ballerina. They're ballet movements more than it is this sharp turn with the shoulder. You don't get that in the cartoon because she's a princess. She's supposed to be graceful.
And why is she belting? Like you're first of all,
the
song itself doesn't require belting, even in that tone. And I was a music theater major, by the way. I qualify for all this. She's belting. She's doing moves that don't make sense for the era. By the way, I really hated it when she had come out and said the 1937 movie was dated, because the story is from the 1500s. It was written in the 1800s. It was about the 1500s. That's called a classic, and classics don't become dated, period. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. They're timeless.
So it was an uneducated insult. Like she just you would think that she would have been instructed better in her education generally.
Right. You would think so. But when it comes to, I'm sorry, Erica, go ahead.
Oh no. No, I was just going to nitpick at something else, but no, keep going.
Oh, I was just going to say, in general, it's like Grimm's fairy tales really isn't taught in English class.
No, it's not.
It's more of like it's more of like a one-off. So unless you do that deep dive yourself, or unless, like, say, if you take European literature, which I did take as an elective, and you find out about these other authors, and that's how I knew more or found out more about Grimm's fairy tales. because at least here in the States, you're going to learn a lot more about Shakespeare and his works more than you are about, like, say, the Brothers Grimm, Hans Christian Andersen. Those were things that I learned on my own because I liked the stories. So I went and read like the original versions. And let me tell you, Grimm's fairy tale, that's pretty dark, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
yeah,
mom
very dark.
told us that
Scary.
we had I mean, they were meant for kids, but it was the actual stories of the Little Mermaid where she dies, and the Snow White book that we had, well, at least in that version, she didn't eat a poison apple. She had choked on a seed or something? That at least that was, yeah. The stories were different than what we got from Disney.
Yeah, like Hansel and Gretel, to put the witch in an oven and stuff like that. I mean, it's totally different. Kiss My Grits, thank you so much for that generous $20 super chat, my dear. I appreciate that. Says, I'll only say 2 nice things about Snow White. Gal Gadot looks amazing as the evil queen. Dude, you got that right.
Yes, she does.
You so got that right, because she looks fabulous. I was like, I don't like anything about this
Even
trailer.
her voice.
That's
Gal
actually
Gadot,
problematic. It's
her voice
problematic
even
for the
sounds
story.
exactly.
Like,
She
she's
sounds just like
so-
the evil queen.
She does, but she's so much more beautiful than Snow White could ever hope to be.
Because she
I know.
understands that even in evil can be graceful. Even the evil witch or the evil queen, even she had a sense, like her movements were, just very like, and there's a level of gracefulness that comes, with that, and she understood it and she brought it. And
it's beautiful. You see her hand in the trailer when she just goes like this to like show the apple.
This is how the movie should have gone, starring Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler. It should have been like this: mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Yeah,
you,
that actually would be a better intro.
Duh. And then roll credits, right there.
Perfect, because that's how the story started out, right? I mean, after, her mother basically spoke her into existence, and, the evil queen says that, and the mirror's like, yeah, you're really beautiful and everything, but there's one who is more beautiful than you are. And the evil queen is pretty much like, dude, I will break your freaking mirror. How dare you say such a thing? Also, number 2, Rachel Zegler has a beautiful voice and sings a nice rendition of Whistle While You Work. Other than that, the excessive CGI looks cartoonish.
That's what I was going to get at. That's what I was going to nitpick at here. In a lot of the trailer, it seems like everything around Zegler is just cartoonized. It's CGI'd in around her. Is there anywhere in the movie where she's in a real forest, where they're filming on location, where the cottage actually? Sorry,
they had to cut all that out.
I mean, is she ever in a real cottage, or at least a set where it looks like a real cottage? Because that right there, what I'm looking at, it's all just like it's studio magic. And she looks, and her dress is so bright, like it just.
Thank you, because
it doesn't fit.
It's so garish. It really is. And just real quick, it's like, yeah, Rachel, she has a good voice, but I think whoever's the voice director didn't pay attention to this.
She had a very soprano voice.
She had a very soprano, and she had a tremolo, which was amazing.
And it was
just,
yeah,
like it's not actually easy to do what she was doing. And there was something about her. I saw something the other day. The original actress that did that voice, because she did that voice for years. I think it was that Disney originally didn't even want her to do any other work because he wanted like that Snow White voice to himself for a long time. I don't remember how the story ended up, but like it was so iconic. I mean, that voice is absolutely iconic to Snow White, and it's just this pop version to me, and the way the dwarfs are. Why didn't they use real dwarfs? I think that they used the CGI dwarfs because they had to cover up the actors that they were going to use.
They look like Christmas elves.
Interesting that you should say that, because let's wind back the Wayback Machine, okay? Yeah. And we can lay this all at the feet of Peter Dinklage.
Okay, so you guys have to refresh my memory on the history of this, because so this guy here was the one that ruined it for all the other dwarfs to have a chance at being in this movie. Is that what happened?
Yes, pretty much. So for
what was it exactly that went down? Because I've just forgotten now.
Well, we're gonna get to that one. For those of you who are just like, well, who the heck is Peter Dinklage? This is Peter Dinklage.
I can't stand the wailing of women.
One word, and I hit you again.
I'm telling Mother.
Go.
That is Peter Dinklage. He was also the angry elf in Elf as well. But what happened with this? Okay, so basically, they came out. Disney announced that they were going to do this, Snow White remake. Peter Dinklage says, "Oh, it's progressive that we're getting a Latina Snow White, but how dare you use dwarfs?" Like somehow insinuating that using little people or dwarves, or some people say midgets, is backward and insulting and dehumanizing to do that. And
so he thought he was being hip and cool in the moment, and it ended up backfiring on him.
Well, the dwarf community came out against him.
Yeah,
after that.
I heard. I got that part loud and clear.
Backlash against him.
I just didn't know fully what he had said to piss them off.
I just
Essentially,
don't know why Disney didn't approach him and say, "Hey, we saw what you said," and rather than do the whole "we're going to change this to the magical creatures" thing, which is what they did, why didn't they go to Peter Dinklage and said, "I think maybe you were auditioning to play Grumpy. Do you want the role of Grumpy? Because we'll give you the role of Grumpy." And that would have just solved. We'll give you $20 million to play the role of Grumpy, and boom, all problems solved. Because when you throw money at an actor, I guarantee they change their tune.
Shut up. Well, you hope anyways. That's debatable.
Yeah, I think they will.
Now, they could have just told him, well, what's more offensive? Not putting dwarfs in there, or kind of playing both sides, and just presenting him. So what's more offensive? Not having you guys in a movie like this and ignoring y'all, or having you represented? Like, I mean,
I gotta laugh, kiss my grits, because Little Women Atlanta is one of my favorite shows to watch, because those chicks are freaking awesome. I love watching them. They're crazy, but they're so much fun to watch. But yeah, with this, it's just like the dwarf community, or we'll say little people community, were just like, pretty much, how dare you? It's like Dinklage gets up there and then kicks the ladder down so no one else can go up. It's like, dude, you just screwed 7 little people, or probably even more if you consider possibly stunt people as well, out of being in a Disney film. Because
and then jobs and paychecks. I mean, come on, like, jeez.
And it was just, it really was. It was just so insulting. It's just like, no one, for some reason, Peter Dinklage and others probably like him who weren't saying anything, somehow think that because people see little people in these movies, that they're somehow making judgments. It's just like, no. As a kid, okay, it's like, if I'm watching a movie, I know Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, they're 7 dwarves. They're not magical creatures. They're 7 dwarves, each with their own individual personalities.
I'm just curious with the whole magical creatures thing. How is that going to play out? Like, were they going to be, in a coven and playing magic?
Wait. I get it. They're all
I'm
holding
curious.
hands, right?
I'm
And then
curious now.
Sneezy is like, achoo. And then, pardon me, Sneezy. Oh, well, we got to get this done. Okay, ready? Okay, guys, are you ready? The power of 1, the power of 2, the power of 7.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
They look so fake. And someone had said, you know, Shrek did CGI dwarves 25 years ago and it actually looked realistic, which it did. It was actually funny how they did it. But they also leaned into each dwarf's personality. But look at
I see Alfred E. Newman.
Oh, they do. These are okay. All right. So you remember the dwarves in Snow White looked fun, looked cute. They all had their own individual personalities. Even Grumpy with his grumpy ass. He was still, you know, he had a distinctive look. All of them had a distinctive look to them. This one looks like whoever was doing the rendering just said, you know what? Just make them all the same and we'll maybe change a little bit or something about them, but they just, oh God, no.
They look like something that would be made for a Coca-Cola commercial during the holidays.
I gotta agree with that.
Oh, that's funny.
That's what I
That's
see.
funny.
When I look at their faces. I'm like, why does that look familiar? And I'm like, oh, wait a second. Hang on.
Remember last year we got that photograph with the 7 hippie spice, whatever they were dudes, like they were following snow, they were smoking, right? They look like hippies, and those were gonna be the 7 dwarfs, 7 magical creatures. So all of this CGI has had to be done on the fly within the last year, really, really quick. And first they had to remake the movie. Like they basically shot this film twice, from what I understand.
What happened to Doc? I don't even know which one is Doc. I couldn't pick him out in this group.
I don't know if he's Doc or a Ren Fair reenactor.
I mean, is it the one in the? Oh God!
Which one is?
I'm guessing. I guess
which
that's
one is
Happy,
Poopy?
Maybe.
I think one of them is Poopy. One of them is Poopy now.
Sorry, reading the comments.
Farty.
I know.
That's
This is
farty.
why I love my chat. They come with the comments, and they just, you guys are.
Oh
just,
my gosh,
are
Willow,
just
you're so
killing it.
correct. Amanda, stunt brat, yeah. The
I
Willow
tried
show.
watching. I liked the original. Like growing up, I watched Willow, and then they came
loved
out with.
Willow.
And I watched the. Oh God!
That was horrid.
Oh, you watched the Disney Plus one?
I got like 3 episodes in, and I was like, nope, I'm out. Like,
yeah, no, I didn't get that far. I was like,
gosh.
I'm like, are they doing what I think they're doing with these 2 girls?
Yeah, I know. It, like at first I was like, no. And then I just kind of started like fast forwarding, like clicking through, just not really watching it, but just seeing. And I'm like, no. And then finally I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah,
You didn't kill my childhood.
Yeah, there are websites for that kind of material. Don't look at them. Don't go to them. It's not right.
None of this has zero soul to it. Like, for example, okay, trying to show, it's like you see how there's, oh man, I didn't put the right thing. When you look at the original 1937 version, okay, and they're in, you know, the 7 Dwarfs house, you can see intricate carvings. Like literally, it's like I'm reminded of like being back in Germany and looking at stuff like that. Or even more so, and Dylan can attest to this, if you go to Peddler's Village and you go to, I forget which shop it is, but you can see like a lot of these people who were like been German carpenters for like generations. And
like the Black Forest, where they carve everything. And yeah, that.
Yes. Which is absolutely great. I got to visit the Black Forest. I was so excited. when you look at just how detailed everything is. And then you go back to this nonsense and it's just it looks generic, it looks flat. It doesn't look it just doesn't look inviting. Yeah, it doesn't. And as and especially as someone who grew up, I mean, for me, like in the Philadelphia area where there's been a German influence ever since like the colonial time period. You're used to seeing these intricate carvings and just furniture and everything just looks distinctive. And then this is just like, what the? It doesn't give you a warm feeling like this is such a cool fairy tale. I can't wait to sit down and watch it. Oh, for a minute I thought that was The Ring. If anybody ever seen that horror movie, The Ring, where she looks over, I'm like, I don't know, But I said this. It's goodness. It's just
Yeah, and I did notice the Kiss My Grits brought up a really good, and I had noticed it too, where in the cartoon, she's the one cleaning, you know, basically very in gratitude and very thankful for the doors letting her stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And in this version, she's just very like, oh gosh, you ever watch I don't know if you ever watched this. My kids watched it growing up. It was a little TV show called Max and Ruby.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know how the older sister was always like, come on, Max. Come on, Max. And she was always getting her brother to do everything in the show. And I kind of see that here with Snow White and the dwarves, where she's just kind of like giving them the broom, giving them the dust cloth. It's like, here you go. Here you go. Come on, guys.
Hey guys, I'm Spangly. I'm the 8th dwarf. I gotta tell you, that Rachel, she was something to work with. I'm telling you, I was working with her all day long. She was like, weird.
Well, if you think that's funny.
So you're the dwarf we call Glitters.
Yeah, no, I'm Spangly. Yes. I'm Spangly.
Spangly. Spangly. Do you burp like glitter?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Like the troll.
Yes, except they came out the other way. I love that troll. My favorite. Freaking loved it. If you just like what Kiss My Grits. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm sorry, Spangly. I got this like all over here. Yeah. And this here, I don't know. I think they took it from D23, so I'm not gonna play it. But throughout this whole one, all she does, like, you do this, you do this, you do that, and kind of like, no, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. So basically, she's a slave driver telling them to clean the house. I'm not gonna play too much, but it's just like, you see, she's like, oh, you have to do this and you have to do that, and pretty insulting. When I listen to the whole thing, it's just, I know more than you. You're going to do what I tell you to do. Yeah. As opposed to the original film where she walks in and, she's like, there's nobody home. And then she sees like all of just like the dirty socks and and the
cobwebs and
cobwebs and all that, and she's just like, oh, okay, well, I found this place. I was lost in the woods. Woodsman I thought he was gonna freaking kill me, but he told me to run away, and I find this house, and okay, well, the least I can do is clean up. and all the little woodland creatures that were, showing her the house and everything. She's like, oh,
Like they were leading her to it in their own way, communicating to her, it's okay. This place is safe.
Right. Exactly.
And she was humble. That's another thing. That's another characteristic about pretty all the princesses. There is a level of humility, and with that humility, you get that gracefulness, and they work off of each other. Being graceful and having humility, being humble.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Even telling these two boogers that no, you can't.
Love this part with the little mouse. I loved. As a kid, I was just like, oh, so cute.
Yeah, we can sweep it under there.
Reminds me of Chip and Dale.
They're like, yeah, we're done.
Mouse is like, excuse me. Like, you got your nerve.
Oh my gosh, that was freaking funny. They're like, yeah, we're done. We're done. We're done. What you mean? Oh, and yeah, Mouse was like, yeah, I ain't taking that. Like,
I love it.
Like, oh, throw it right back at you. Here you go.
Oh gosh.
But it's so funny. It's just watching this, and you're right. She's humble. Oh my gosh, look at. I think that's the piano. Oh wait, yeah.
And her movements, even as she's cleaning, she's just like the way her arms are kind of floating, like how a ballerina kind of floats with their arm movements when they're gliding across the stage. I'm sorry, I love ballet. Absolutely love ballet. I didn't grow up going to ballets, but I love ballet. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's just gorgeous. They're just dusting stuff off, and she's helping to like, okay, you're all going to help me wash the dishes and get the whole place so nice. And she does so much work. She's exhausted and falls asleep.
Yeah.
On the bed. And Erica, like you were saying, when the dwarves come home, it's just like, okay, somebody did some B&E and bring it to the house, and they think it's somebody threatening, and they're just like, okay, it's we're gonna have to murder somebody,
and then the
they
mug, and he's like, sugar's gone.
I know.
My favorite.
What is this going on?
Like, what were you drinking?
And the dishes are green, and I think it was something. I think they made a note about their laundry. I think that was done, and then they see her, and she's on the bed, and she's sleeping, and they're just like, "Oh, this is who did. It's a girl."
And then to find out that she was the princess, they knew who she was and it didn't take them long to figure out, like, oh, you are like our princess of our land. And then at that point it was like we have to help her,
Yeah, we have to help her. And in a lot of ways they protected her because they were just like, you cannot talk to strangers. And Grumpy was just like, you can't talk to strangers.
Grumpy was so funny.
He was so funny.
I don't care about you, but I do care about you.
Yes. Exactly.
I feel like we all have that one family member like that in our families.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was that oh yeah, that was that was a spider.
My web.
But it's such a market difference, and honestly, it's to the point now where this film, I just want to see her.
I want to see Gal Gadot, but at the same time, I don't want to support the movie in the theater, and I feel bad.
Know, right?
I feel so torn. I'm like, at least one cast member is deserving of the views and the money.
Yeah, but after what Rachel put on X the other day.
Yeah, I know. And then there's Rachel alone. She comes with her own warning label, and then you've got Disney that comes with their own warning label.
Dang, she looks so.
And I feel like Gal Gadot is like collateral damage in all this.
gosh,
I really feel bad for her.
I do too.
I wonder
And
what her contract is for media because I just don't see her and Rachel sitting together and doing media anymore. I haven't. So the
Not
media
after
that
that
they did for
statement.
D23, was that 2 years ago now? That all of the things that came out, I think those were 2 years ago.
So
They
that
kinda
wasn't
came out.
recent.
No, it surfaced last year
Okay.
in a big way. And then I have not seen Gal and Rachel together at all since then. That's been 2 years already. So my guess is they don't get along. I could be wrong, but I mean, you
Or
have
maybe it's just
literally.
one of those things where Gal maybe just doesn't necessarily hate Ziegler. She might see her as, okay, you're immature, you're lost, but I can set that to the side,
Yeah, but I mean,
and
Gal
we
Gadot,
can, and you're my coworker,
Gal
we go
Gadot
to work, we
literally
do our
fought
job.
for the IDF. So, like, she was in
Yeah,
the
I
Israeli
know.
Defense Force.
I know.
It's like you want to. It's like I get it, and this is why I miss the days when studios had a PR department that would keep their talent on a short leash. It's like you don't say anything except for. I'm really excited for folks to see this film. I hope you like
Wait,
what we put out. Please do go and support it.
That's
That
part of
type
the
of thing.
problem here is that you have Hollywood that is part of the problem. Like, make up your mind what you want. On the one hand, you used to have, like you put it, the short leash on, with the PR stuff. But now you've been pushing this propaganda, for a while now. And it's like they're pushing the celebrities to go out there and speak this propaganda. And it's just, I don't even know how to put it into words. It's so irritating and annoying, and it just does not belong. But they want to go pushing things. Sorry, I'm really getting pissed.
No, it is no, and you're perfect. You're absolutely correct. This is the monster that they have created.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to put it.
And now,
They've created their own monster, and I don't feel sorry for them.
No, I don't either. It's like you
And
get what you deserve with this. I don't like it when there's actresses that I do like Gal Gadot getting put, in the middle of
they're in the crossfires, and they didn't ask to be in the middle. She's just doing her thing, going to work and going home, staying in her lane, just like the rest of us. We go to work, we go home, we mind our own business. And this poor thing, her coworker just can't help herself. She's got to go opening her mouth, and then she wants to insert her foot into her mouth, and it comes out of her ass.
Exactly. It's just like, you were doing good with the first tweet that you made there, talking about, I love you all so much. Thank you for all the views. But no, you had to say, drop this flaming pile.
What I
at
didn't
people.
know, and I just found this out earlier tonight. Apparently, she has felt this sentiment since 2021. This isn't the first time that Rachel has posted that political statement right there.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize that until earlier tonight. I was like, well, dang, here I thought she just was had just got carried away in a moment, with a movie.
No.
But clearly it goes beyond that. And so tonight, in the last 24 hours, was a real eye-opener for me as to how, wow, just as I was, kind of feeling sorry for her, going to give her a second chance, because she just took a little too far with, running her mouth with the Snow White thing. Well, now I'm like, well, wait a second. That's, no. Not from the family I come from, and not from my husband serving our country. Also, you can talk all the shit you want for free.
Exactly.
Like, oh my God, as a military spouse, don't talk to me about sacrifice until you have and your husband overseas, and you have to carry his will with you physically, just in case.
And some people
They don't get
forget
that.
that. They
They
do
don't
not.
see this side of what we go through. Now, he may have not had seen. He has seen a little bit of combat, maybe not to the extent of our, wounded warriors. But there is no such thing as the Middle East, anywhere in the Middle East, as being safe. That doesn't exist. And
Nope.
anytime they go out there, it's not that the service member is sacrificed, they are, but the family is sacrificing their loved one for you too and their own family.
Exactly.
And then you want to go and talk shit like that. But, go ahead, because you're, freedom of speech, right?
Mm. Like, first of all, it's like, yeah, Nita says it here. Thank you for your husband and his service. And like I've told people, one of my favorite jobs that I had, although I wasn't too happy with the company I was with, was putting together all those tools and weapons that the warfighters got to use. So I'm just like, wait, you blew up my robot? Really? I'm like, okay, did it at least save your life, or was it something stupid y'all did? Because the latter one, I'm not going to be happy with.
And
that
the
type
supporting
of
role goes. It goes. Like we have our DoD federal employees, our contractors, like everyone pulls together. And some of these contractors and federal employees deploy too. A lot of people don't realize that they're putting their lives on the line too. It's not just our service members.
Absolutely. And with Geeky, who put this out, because also Rachel also trashed Gina Carano too. That's what a lot of people forget about. This isn't the first time that she stepped in it. And this is why I don't have a lot of patience for her, because it's not like she stepped in it and just, okay, I said what I said, I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to, stoke the bear. But she keeps doing it. And now she's doing the same thing that, we'll say, other side of the coin. Gina Carano got fired. She got fired. Her contract did not renew. She got effectively fired for putting her opinion out there. But yet it's okay for Rachel to do it. It's okay for Mark Hamill to do it. It's okay for Pedro Pascal to do it.
The worst part about what Gina put out was that it wasn't really even an opinion. It was an open-ended question that said, hey, let's take a look back at history, the way that it was, and this is how it started, and let's observe what's going on today. It was very open-ended, about, you make the conclusion based on what you're observing with what's going on today and about how things started back then. Well, that was obviously the tip of an iceberg between her and people backstage that we never saw, executives that were like way far left leaning. And it really had to do far more with the alphabet soup activism group that she ticked off. I'm trying to be nice for YouTube. Okay. But yeah, she ticked off the alphabet soup group, right?
I call it Skittles Nation. That's the terminology. When you say channel, we call it the Skittles Nation.
Yes. You know the red M&M that it identifies as a blue Skittle. Okay, that's what we're talking about. That's what she upset. And and so apparently it wasn't enough to use that against her, even though she apparently, her story is that she went, oh my gosh, I didn't know I offended people. And she started going to these meetings that were, I've been in Disney meetings. I've sat in Disney meetings like that as a cast member. They're extremely offensive to me, right? But I'm not allowed to get offended, right? I'm not allowed to get offended. I'm straight, I'm white, I'm male. I'm not allowed to get offended while you're attacking my straight white masculinity. What the heck? I mean, it's just like you. Do you think that I can't control the fact that I was born a straight white male? It's who I am. So I was born as. It's what God wants me to be. So stop attacking me for that. And I have been. I sat in meetings where I was basically attacked for that. They used other things that they talked about, but I knew exactly what was happening because I knew exactly who was around me. I mean, and I'm talking about somebody who had literally, one of my fellow coworkers who had literally just weeks before identified herself as an actual practicing witch from Salem, Massachusetts. And I'm not even kidding. This is
Wow.
they're okay hiring actual practicing witches. I'm just saying. I hate that I know all this for a fact. I try to be very careful about what I reveal about what I know from what goes on behind the scenes. But you don't want to pull back the curtain and see how the magic is really made, because it ain't that magic, I'll tell you that.
No.
I mean,
No.
I think we all kind of know that as adults that, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's an entertainment company. At the end of the day, it's a business. I think we all grow out of a lot of that magic from our childhood. But we remember those wholesome memories. But that's what's sad, is that you can't really pass down the wholesomeness isn't there anymore. It's not the magic. It's just, they used to stand for a level of wholesomeness, a sense of clean family values, that kind of enhance really the family experience. It enhanced raising a family.
And acceptance of just broad acceptance for who people are inside, not what they look like. How many Disney movies are just like accept who that person is on the inside and who they prove themselves to be. And that has been making the Disney company money for decades. But now all of a sudden, I'm not going to say all of a sudden, because it's been several years of this creeping around, that you want to do this. And before we get to another clip that I'm going to show, Disney needs to be very careful going around insulting other races of people, and especially insulting white men. Because when you insult white men, you insult my brother-in-law, who I love to death like family. Okay.
Oh,
because he is family.
I've raised 2 sons, and I have a husband. I have brother-in-laws. I have a dad. Like, it should offend everyone, really.
Yes.
And then as a female, as a woman, it's like, well, I hate to be, Captain Obvious here, but I like masculinity. So sue me. I'm a woman. Yes. I'm attracted to masculinity. Get over it.
And while I didn't get a chance to show the Craven trailer, I will say this much. There's a lot of beefcake in that, and I'm very thankful. And for that reason alone, I'm probably going to go and watch the Craven film. I see there's a bunch of super chats from you guys who have been so generous, and there's been over like 65 people watching this stream at the same time. Thank you so very much. Please do hit that like button, share the stream out, and I'm behind with updating the links. So if some of the bots can throw out the links to my panelists' channels, I would so appreciate that. The reason why I'm showing this, is that Disney did a riff off of Snow White better in live action. How many of you have seen the movie Enchanted?
Yeah, I saw it. It's been a while.
I have this sucker on DVD. I have it on digital download. I saw it in the movies. This is one of those films I've watched with Camera Girl and her cousins, and we have enjoyed the heck out of this film. And honestly, it was for this song. Now, I'm going to try to EFAP it. I might fail, but if this is clipped out on the replay version, because I got claimed, so I just think this is the palate cleanser that we need in a way.
Always nice to make new friends. All right, everyone, let's tidy things up.
I love her voice.
As we all sing a happy little work.
You got the rats. You got the pigeons.
I was all in until.
Yeah, well, it could have been worse. They could have flown.
That was disgusting. I'm like, really? I get it's New York. Oh God.
From the shower train to that gay refrain of a happy working song. We'll keep singing without fail.
Like, why do they have to get so graphic?
Hosing down the garbage pail and scrubbing
They're using
By the way, her dress is so perfect.
Love it.
Jeez, yeah, no. God.
It is just too funny, especially being in New York.
This is like the best live action that Disney has done, from cartoon to live action, which they literally did in the movie, cartoon to live action. And if they would have done their live action movies more like this and leaned into that, I think all of them would have been better.
Just no roaches.
No, I'm not saying the roaches, but the live action of this leans into the cartoonishness of the cartoon.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah,
it would have made every single one. They took the live actions and they took the fun out of them. Remember the Lion King? How they just took all the expressions out, and they were all CGI. They looked very photorealistic, but there's no expression. Every single one of them, and starting with Cinderella, they kind of did it with the Glenn Close version of the 101 Dalmatians. That she was very cartoonish. She was
awesome.
Right? She was great as Cruella. Yeah. But since then, since the 2015s, and they started doing all these remakes back to back, they haven't leaned into the cartoonishness of the characters. And if they did that like they did here, they would have been much more successful movies.
See, you got the best using it.
Gotta love that. That's all. That is so awesome.
With his butt.
I missed like half the song lyrics because I was too busy laughing. And that's CGI done right, by the way, y'all.
Yeah, it looks great. And what year was this? It was like 2010, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was before. Before Amy Adams was in the Muppet movie. Oh my gosh, the roach.
No, I can't. I have the real photo. Jesus, I'm gonna. Oh God.
I
really.
But yeah.
This was
I
the
have a
movie
real phobia.
that
Of those things. Like unbelievably real phobia.
This was the movie that made me question her being cast as Lois Lane, because when she was cast as Lois Lane, I had this in my head, and I'm like, how does she make that switch? She did an excellent job, by the way. She's a fabulous actress. But it was like I was trying to picture this as Lois. I'm like, it's not computing in my head. It was like back in the 80s trying to picture Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice and Mr. Mom and what
as
was the
Batman.
20s one? As Batman, right? It just like it wasn't computing, but it worked out. Like they just proved how good they are.
Dan's Life at the Kingdom. You have to see this darn movie. Yeah, 2007.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, just
they were supposed to make her part of like the actual Disney princess line, like the princess IP. They had a face, very short-lived, but they had a face character for her. Like the one time she showed up in the parade.
Yeah, I think so.
That was it, and that they just never ran with it,
which is a shame because
it was much better.
So good.
It's much better than Disenchanted, unfortunately.
I didn't.
Yeah, Disenchanted was. It could have been much worse than it was, but it didn't. Let's say it didn't make me like have gut busting laughter and kind of just like that
Was it
super
heavier? Like
wholesome
just a
ending.
heavy?
They made her turn to the dark side a bit.
Ah.
It actually
and I didn't like that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, okay, 2007 the movie came out. That makes sense. I went to New York in 2008 in the winter time, and the fountain that she dances around, the finale number of That's How You Know. I saw the fountain, and the fountain was empty, didn't have any water in it, so I was actually able to go and get into that fountain because it was dry and get my picture taken with it. And the whole time in my head I'm thinking, that's how you know. I love that song. I can get into it. That's how you know.
You have to have a watch party for that movie because
Yes.
it was so
Yes,
funny. And oh my gosh,
I'm sorry, that scene in Central Park where they start off and she sings the whole thing, and it starts and what's his name, the actor, the whole time he's like, wait a second, they know this song? How does this work? How do they know this song? Oh gosh, it's so funny.
It was just great.
It's so well played and so well acted. Oh my gosh.
It really back when Disney was seriously putting these out hit after hit after hit again. And I forget who said in the chat, the Alan Menken soundtrack. That's the other thing. The songs, the Broadway songs, the Happy Working song. That's freaking genius. That was absolutely freaking absolute genius. Speaking of
Patrick
genius.
Dempsey, thank you. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Patrick Dempsey. Yes, he was good in this.
Yes, I always think of him in that horrible Pizza Gigolo movie. He was a kid.
Well, folks, you guys have got all these super chats here, which we are going to get to. So thank you so very much for your patience and supporting the channel. First up, we have John Gibson. He says, Rachel sounds resentful in singing Whistle While You Work. Like, I'm a princess. Why am I mothering a bunch of dwarves? Yeah, she
there's a bit of an attitude that comes through in her acting. And
it's not
like
a very benevolent and generous one.
Like, she's not light and airy and graceful like what you saw just now with Enchanted. Like, she captured it perfect, even down to her voice.
That happy little working song.
Yeah. Just watch a rat's butt let it clean your cup.
They could have just said, hey, Rachel, study this scene, do it like that, and maybe that would have worked
so much better. It's funny while watching.
If her voice range could, I don't know if she could do high notes like that. If her octave level could go high like that.
Amy or Rachel. Yeah, I think a lot of it has to deal with the directing. And I love this. Hey, Bosco, guys, got it for $5. Check out the Bosco scenario. His channel is awesome. He's got a stream this evening. She's not a real Latina in this movie. Show cleaner cut this movie. Course corrected. Damage is done.
That is very true.
Gotta laugh about that. That's a good one.
Oh man,
baby, they're insulting you. Look at my wife in here.
This movie,
cleaning and cooking. That is,
yeah. You gotta do both of those.
Oh, and you better do it well.
Yeah, no dirt, no nothing. Better be clean,
like white glove clean. My grandmother.
This movie,
my wife's gonna get offended.
This movie is going to wipe out all the money from Inside Out 2 and probably eat into what the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie between this movie and Captain America Brave New World.
So you think this is going to flop just as bad as, I know The Acolyte's a TV show, but do you think it's going to be that level of like?
Yes.
I think it's the Marvels. I really do think it's the Marvel's level of flopping.
I agree. Because the other thing, because you brought this up before, Erica, the dress, it is so garish looking.
Yeah.
It makes my eyes hurt to look at it. And I'm
I
like,
noticed
whoever thought of the color palettes? Ugh.
because everything around her is dark, and it just makes the dress.
The one
even
thing that I had
brighter.
wondered, not just with this casting, it was with this casting, but it was with a lot of the casting. Rather than draw from Hollywood specifically for these actresses, has Disney ever considered just auditioning all the princesses that play princesses in the parks for these roles? I mean, there's a very, very, very good chance that out of the hundreds of actresses that are portraying princesses in the parks, they're going to find one that is talented enough to pull that off in a movie.
To do a
And
movie.
there are
I
Snow
wondered that
Whites.
too.
There are Snow Whites that, I mean, they are dead freaking on in the park. And you're like, wow, she looks like she stepped out of the movie. She sounds
Yeah.
like she stepped out of the movie. And they've done, and I'm not saying this about all of them. Some of the princes, you're like, I don't even know if that's a woman, but
You mean?
but a lot of the princesses are, they work so hard for so little money. And I know I've seen them backstage. I know what they go through, the makeup, the pressure that they're under for what is basically a $13 an hour job, maybe $18 an hour job now, whatever. And I would love it. I would love it for if Disney was going to do a live action, approach them first. Go through the auditions. If one excels at, give her that role, and my gosh, the marketing. I mean, the movie then markets itself. Yeah, we plucked her out of one of our parks. She's fantastic. And I want to say that I feel like the reason they won't do it is because they somehow feels like that messes with character integrity in the parks. But I'm like, you're so far beyond that now, Disney. I mean, people aren't dumb. They know.
Probably afraid of offending a celebrity. I don't know. I mean, I've often wondered that too. Why don't they pull from the pool of from the face characters, because they know the character. They do.
But it's a very controlled thing out there. From what I remember, there used to be that Disney would kind of pull out some unknown and would actually put them in a film where you didn't really know who they were, but their voice was perfect. But they don't do that anymore because there's this solid inbred group of actors that they like to pick from. Case in point, bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and using him as Dr. Doom. That's a prime example of it. Right there. RC, you. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I'm Beauty and the Beast. I couldn't get past. Was it Emma Watson? Right. That's right. There was another
Emma Watson. Yeah, I couldn't either.
I get their names mixed up. Their last names, anyways. But yeah, I couldn't get past Hermione on that one.
The moment she saw the Beast, she could have pulled out the wand and said, transform and Muto, and then he's back to Prince. There you go. Boom. Done. Movie's over.
Well, thank you, RC, for being a member for 4 months. And thank you for this $4.99 super chat. Says keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Thank you. I've got my awesome panelists on here. We all contribute to the good work on this channel. So thank you so very much, my dear. Appreciate that $4.99 super chat and for you being a member for 4 months, RC. Much appreciated. Alan Irons for $2. Says these are Disney's dark ages. Yeah. There's no
Time for another Renaissance Part 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You and me both. And a lot of people are. I mean, Universal has basically stolen Disney's crown when it comes to animation, especially Illumination. Those darn minions make a crap ton of money. They know their audience. Family films like Migration, which wasn't really it wasn't advertised highly, but I saw that in the theater. I went with Camera Girl to see it, and she freaking loved it. She was just like,
it's like my son and his friend. I was like, we're going to go see this movie because I want to go see it.
They have Illuminations and DreamWorks, right? Those are two different studios, but they are both under Universal. How does it work?
They're under Universal. DreamWorks does stuff for Universal. So there's DreamWorks Studio, like they do Shrek and all that. Illumination does they do like, you know, Minions, Despicable Me. I think they did Migration. So Universal is their distributor of their films. Like those are the two like creative houses. Yeah. So that's how that works.
Interesting. Trolls is DreamWorks. Trolls is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I freaking love Trolls.
I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen
the last one was really, really good.
The last one was so good. I love that. I love that as like a girl who loved like all the trolls and stuff like that. If you love like the hustle button, that's what I'm gonna say. It was perfect.
The boy band element. I mean, it's so funny because of who stars on it, but the fact that they made it a boy band, I mean, that was like so. It was perfection, and the songs, and you're singing along in the theater, and you're having a great time. I mean, Trolls is the reason why people go to the movies with their kids, honestly, because it's a good time at the theater with your kids. It's a popcorn movie. It's the having fun, singing along. It's a blast, you know.
It's so
just
cool.
A good time.
Absolutely. Sick Lid, thank you for that $20 super chat, my dear. Thank you so very much. And yeah, this Cinderella is strong and independent and don't need no man. Yeah, didn't Rachel say something about, I don't know, consent for the prince to kiss Snow? It was really stupid. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. And if you want to know one of the reasons why the princess franchise is failing, and I did a video with this, I think with her, I hope you're doing well, my dear, where we said that if you do not have toxic males, you cannot have a princess franchise. It falls flat on its face. You need those two together. And with Cinderella strong and don't need no man, well, apparently she needed that house those dwarves had. She's gonna be ass out. But it's sad how they're doing that, and people are going to vote with their wallets. They're going to continue to vote with their wallets for films that they want to see and films that they do not want to see. And this is going to blow up in Disney's face. Mark my words, it is. I don't know anybody who's really excited about seeing that Snow White movie. Kiss My Grits for $5 says, can we talk about how Snow White's signature outfit blended with that cartoonish CGI looks like Disney bought it off the shelf at Party City? Yes.
It looks like a deluxe costume you'd order online.
No. She got it at Dollar Tree. She got a Dollar Tree during the month of September.
It's so bad. And people have been clowning that, including me, ever since they put out the first pictures of that. And some people are like, oh, well, it's accurate. No. It is definitely not accurate. Let me show you something. Let me show you what the cosplayers do.
Oh, they get
with this.
Oh, wow.
Look. I mean, just seriously.
Yeah.
Can you show the Snow White rap battle?
Oh my gosh. Oh, what?
There's a rap battle?
Hey, go to YouTube and search Snow White rap battle. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's hilarious. I can't remember the name of the
rap as in RAP or rat as in
rap.
Okay.
Rap as in RAP.
I have to clean my ears out.
Yeah, look at these.
That was like a rap battle.
1,000 times better. 1,000 times better than what Rachel has in the movie. When we first saw it, I thought they were gonna fix it in post. When we first saw
Her
the
hair
pictures that
in
came
this is
out.
better than regular. She's got curls.
No. There you go.
Show you this. Let me show you this really quick. Oh my gosh.
Look at that one.
Oh, she's got the little side bangs, and her hair is curled. I didn't
Her
notice that.
collar is right.
Her skin is white
Yeah.
as snow.
Oh yeah, CJ, I know. That's why I'm like, let me scan real quick. It's like the cosplayers, because cosplayers, when they do this, they're trying to be as accurate as possible with their costumes.
Because they
And-
care. Because they
Yes.
actually care.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Let me we were talking about the collar. We were talking
Yeah,
about
very
the collar.
It can be big.
Mhm.
Look at this.
Wow, she looks like Snow White.
And look at that shade of yellow. It's not so bright. It's like a cream yellow, which would have done better than the bright yellow.
Just look at the stitching. It looks like a royal.
It's got
an
her
outfit
bodice
that's-
is velvet. You can tell it's a velvet material. So pretty.
This
I
is
love.
the type of thing that we want. The cosplayers, they care about being authentic with their costumes, and if they can do this, how come you can't do it, Disney?
I mean, that's a costume designer. Okay, so you have the costume designer, and then the director comes in. Everybody has to sign off on the costumes. That's what's weird, is that they must have given the costume designer a particular direction. That what if? Okay, hear me out. What if the costume that she has was supposed to match the original magical creatures look that were those hippies? Maybe that's and when they changed the CGI to CGI dwarf creatures, whatever, they did not change the costume to match, and that's why it's so off. Maybe she was supposed to match the hippie look in the beginning. That's a guess. I could be wrong.
It's
I mean,
a guess. Yeah, but we don't know what the whole movie looked like aesthetically before they, that. But yeah, I mean, you could be right there. That could be something.
Gosh,
I love that green yellow.
Oh, it's
That would
so
have been so much
pretty.
prettier than that bright yellow. And and look at the fabric too. Like in the movie, it's
so cool.
I don't know what material. It's not a chiffon, but it is a sheer overlay.
like
Where here, it's really pretty satin.
Yeah, like this, it's like I don't know. It's like that cheap, almost.
It's like what they use in Cinderella, but it worked with Cinderella, the live action.
So big, and it had so many layers on
But
it.
it's but it's the outer layer, that real sheer. I don't know what the name of the material is, but I'm thinking that looks like what they used here on the outer layer. Where maybe a satin would have been better.
Why did they downplay the red in her shoulders? She needs more red. That's too blue, and there's some red in there.
Well,
and it's not like
wasn't
enough.
it in the cartoon? She didn't have long sleeves. She had short sleeves.
Yeah, I think so. And the blue was a very different, more of a
darker.
royal blue.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, she had short sleeves. They weren't long.
And the red really popped. Well, I mean, because her skin was so white, that red pops. So her red lipstick and her red bow and the little bit of red she had on her sleeves, really popped. But that red is what really, there's truth to that. My mom was in modeling for a short time, and if she used to laugh at the toothpaste commercials because she'd notice a lipstick change. She'd say, well, yeah, they're using like a brown shade to make their teeth look browner. But in the next clip, they're using a red shade on the model so their teeth look whiter in the commercial.
Absolutely. We got one more super chat that snuck in here. Kiss my grits, I see. For another $5. It says, Lorena, you should cosplay Evil Lynn from He-Man or Chitara from Thundercats during a Halloween live stream.
Oh,
I will cosplay Evil Lynn because I freaking love her. I absolutely love her, especially when she would talk crap about Skeletor to his face. I would so do that. I love Evil Lynn. Only thing is that darn headgear, man. That's hot down here. Well, in the studio it'd be different. I could have air conditioning, so that'd be cool. Yes, that's on the menu. I didn't really watch as much Thundercats because I would always watch the tail end of Thundercats because it would come on before He-Man. So that's kind of like why. But I know exactly who you're talking about.
Whatever happened to that movie? I mean, I heard about the development of live action.
Thundercats?
And it's supposed to have happened.
All I know is, considering what happened with Thundercats Roar, I don't want anybody touching Thundercats. That's just, that was wrong on so many levels. So many. Well, folks, we are going to wrap up the show. You guys have been absolutely, absolutely amazing. And I'm so sorry I forgot to put banners on there. Hanging out with us, especially with all your chats, all your comments, all of that stuff. I so appreciate it. Oh yeah, Nita, that's the other one. Yeah, that's the other cosplay. So there's like two major cosplays I was thinking of doing. One is, Daenerys Targaryen, and the other was going to be Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy, although that requires a lot of makeup work to do. So let's go around and shout out our channels, folks. After we shout out our channels and I run the outro, don't go anywhere because you will be routed directly to the Dark Council show, which I'll be on there tonight over on Fatal J's channel. We have so many things to talk about, so many trailers to talk about. You'll be routed right over there, so you can just at least stay right where you are. Definitely Dark Council tonight. Erica, why don't you let the people know where they can find you and what you have coming up?
So yeah, you can find us at Hanging with Erica and Raph. That's me and my husband. So we're basically early empty nesters and expats living in Germany. I know we have a lot going on. And we're just going out on the weekends and filming local stuff and military life with a focus on overseas life. And we have a few videos up and I'm working on one if my computer will work with me in editing. I'm hoping to have this video hopefully up tomorrow. It's part 2 of a series. We went to a medieval fest at Cookham Castle. So you can check out part 1 right now. And then part 2, hopefully I'll be putting it up tomorrow, I hope. If my computer if all reliable here will work with me.
I hear you. It's like, please render the video. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please.
Yeah, it was that last week with the first video. And then this week it's been the audio has not. It's not recording my voice. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, folks, you got to go over, check out Erica and Rob's channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you are watching their videos as well. And of course, the link to her channel is down there in the description box. So you can just click that. Boom. Go over there and subscribe to her channel. Ron, what do you have going on to let the folks know about?
I've got Hulk crushing Mickey behind me.
Funny.
Today, you know what? The last couple of days I've been so busy. I have my show, The Daily Dish. That's every day at 9:30. This morning I did the Daily Dish a little different than usual. Usually I'm in studio. Today I did a live stream from the Magic Kingdom because we've been talking about the destruction of Tom Sawyer's Island, Liberty Bell, the Rivers of America, and all those beautiful historical things that Walt wanted in the park so that people could see the whole point of all of those, going into the early Americas, what America had developed when it was then the magical time of the Main Street USA, the turn of the century, and then fantasy and the future and adventure. I mean, Walt wanted that. He did not want Cars IP. now all the executives do is Bob's running around going IP all over Disney, IP all over Disney. So, but anyhow, so we did a live stream today. Normally, though, it's 9:30 to 10:30, 10:40, right into Culture Casino's daily show, this 6-minute daily. And I also do vlogs as much as I can vlog on the channel. So you'll see family vlogs, family outings. I have POVs, like from when Lorraine and I first went on Broccoli. Tiana's
Broccoli Hill.
Tiana's BS Adventure. Wait, is that it? Okay, something like that.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah, so no, but I do have a POV of that coming at night as well, just because I want to put that up there. And Universal, I've got access to Universal now that I didn't have before, so that's very exciting.
Woo-hoo!
A lot of Universal stuff will be coming up. There is a Universal vlog on the channel. That's actually my most recent vlog, and then a lot of brand new stuff for members, because I am going to get around to. I've been talking about it forever, telling my own story of how I became a Disney cast member and what those days were like. So I will be sitting down here and just talking to the camera saying, hey, day one, this is what happened. This is how I got there. This is the contract that I signed. This was the blood that it was written in. That kind of thing. So I'll talk about my cast member experience and why it was so magical. And all that. So follow the Bradley's Fun. It's on YouTube. It's on TikTok. It's on Twitter. If you type in, my ats might be different, but if you type in Follow the Bradley's Fun, you're going to find me. And family. So.
All right.
All right. That was so long-winded. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, folks, go check out Ron's channel. I got a link in the description box over there. You can also see Ron on, hopefully he'll be able to make it, my show on Saturday at 12 noon. It's been brewing all week, but we are definitely going to go off about what was announced at D23 for Walt Disney World, what they're planning on doing, and basically Josh just wrecking it.
Can I say one positive thing out of D23 that I got excited about? They are bringing a nighttime parade back to the Magic Kingdom.
I agree.
Nighttime parade, okay?
I was happy about that.
If the lights will work.
Yeah. But like, get rid of all the other stuff and just bring back the parade and you'll be fine.
Just hope they don't pressure wash the floats when they go to clean them.
Yeah. And then the lights won't work anymore. The lights aren't twinkling, Clark. Lights aren't twinkling. Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, as for your girl, for what's going on, you can see me on the Dark Council tonight. As soon as the stream ends, it'll route you right on over there to Fatal J's channel. Some more pop culture analysis over there with the amazing 6-man crew. You will see me streaming Saturday in the morning at 12 p.m. for the Resort Recon live show. Bring your questions, bring your comments. It's going to be a blast. 8 p.m. on Saturday, of course, is Watch Party with Retro Nerd Girl and myself. We're going to be watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind, one of my favorite sci-fi films as well. So we're going to be watching that. And
means something.
Also, yes, it does. And the music and all that stuff that they have going on there. And of course, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Welcome Florida. Just some crazy Florida fun. You can go ahead and join us over there. And Amanda, we missed doing the Dark Council last week. Some folks couldn't make it, so we pushed it off to this week. So you don't have to do anything. As soon as this stream ends, It's going to route you right on over there.
Do they meet every week? The Dark Council?
Did we? I'm sorry. Did
The
we?
Dark Council. Is it every week? That
No, it's every other week.
okay? Because I always
It was
try to-
supposed to be last week,
I guess I looked during the
and
wrong week.
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes
You
it
just-
sometimes it happens.
You
like
just
that.
need to be careful with the name because I think Bob Iger might be also using that name when he meets with executives.
Oh.
It has a different meaning to it.
Yeah, I
Hello,
can see that.
Kathleen Kennedy. Welcome to the Dark Council.
The dark. So, well, folks, as always, thank you so much
I
for
love
supporting my
democracy.
channel. Thank you for supporting the show. We sure do hope you enjoyed yourself watching this on the replay. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the show. Subscribe to all my amazing people up here, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
All right, everyone. Let's tidy things up.
Autobots, start your engines!
Not under the rug.
We'll keep singing without fail. Otherwise, we'd spoil it.
Ready, Prime. Let's roll.
Hosing down the garbage pail and scrubbing up the toilet. Woo!
That's all, folks.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.